Now we come to the fourth video about meditation. Now you've chosen your seed, you know what you have to do, we're ready to start. You choose a darkened room that's quiet. You sit upright, don't lay down because you'll fall asleep, and you begin to meditate. Now, what you're doing is you're saying the mantra, or you're looking at the visual stimulation or whatever it is over and over, and as thoughts come in, which they certainly will, you go straight back to the seed. And you do that for about 20 minutes. Now, don't have a clock there because you'll keep opening your eyes looking at the clock and that will ruin everything. What I do is I have some music and it starts playing, then fades away. And then there's 20 minutes of silence and it fades gently back in. So that means if my mind says, what's the time? When we're going to finish? I just say, be quiet and come back to the seed. That way you're much more likely to succeed. And what will happen is, maybe not the first time, but fairly early on, if you're doing this every day, probably in the first month or two, you'll get a day when you suddenly get transported to this incredible, massive ocean of space. It's like just massive space. You feel like if you move that way or that way, it will be a million miles either way. You just feel like you're in a huge, great vat of space. It's very hard to describe. You can't describe it. You can't describe it because there's nothing else like it in life. St. Paul in Philippians, is it? I think he describes the presence of God, which is what we're talking about, as the peace that passeth all understanding. And by that he means there's nothing you can explain it with. If you said to me, what's champagne like? I say, well, it's like beer, but lighter taste and more sparkly. But you can't compare this with anything. It's nothing like any experience you've ever had. So it's impossible to describe. That's why he said that. So now here, that's the good news. You'll have that experience. You'll think, wow, well, we're really getting somewhere now. Unfortunately, the next time you try, which will be the next day probably, it will be much, much worse. Your thoughts will come twice as fast as they ever have, and it'll be really hard to get anywhere. Why is that? Because your mind almost lost control of the ship, and it can't have that. It doesn't want that. This is your ego. It doesn't want to lose control. So it really tries hard now to reassert itself, much worse. So you'll find it impossible then for possibly quite a few weeks to get anywhere. But you don't stop, you keep going because you'll never reach your goal unless you keep on, as with all things, you've got to keep on practicing. So that's the one. Get your head around that, and we've got one more in this series coming up. Thank you for listening.